Salute, salute everybody. Welcome to Talk Over Tommy D. What's good? Tonight we doing conversation with Ashley for real. And Ashley is in the building. All right, I'll drop the link in a minute, y'all. Candy, salute, Erica, Leslie, R. Jackson's in the building. Vivian, Viviana, Viviana. All right. And God's child. And Al's in the smoke. What's up, y'all? What's good in the building? What's good on this Friday night, man? What up, Jessica? Jessica in the building. All right. Yeah. I'm probably gonna stay canned down tonight, man. I'm not feeling well. Besides, I'm outside right now smoking a cigarette. Yeah, we chilling, man. It's just a chilling night, you know? Um, Tonight was crazy with my kids, I gotta be honest with you. I didn't think I was gonna have time to get everything done. Hey Ash, is that you?
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Good.
Okay, cool.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm trying to get back to the chat. Okay. Okay.
Can you see?
Good. It is storming.
Yeah. Is it storming there? Not.
Yeah,
It's just
bad.
cold here. Cold as shit here.
It's pretty cold here too. The weather, the wind is what I hate. I can deal with the cold, but I can't deal with the cold and the wind.
Yeah, me either. It's hard. I feel bad for the people who are stuck outside, man. For real.
Oh man, I know. It's sad. Really sad.
So, how do you want to do? Do you want to just start off telling us a little bit about yourself, and then I could just ask you questions as we go, kind of like that?
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work.
All right. So, start off with like where you grew up and stuff like that.
I grew up in my from when I was born to about 6 to 7. I grew up in Avon Park, Florida. And from there, I went to Lake Worth and West Palm. I was in West Palm for probably about 3 years, 3 good years, and I left West Palm because when I went to West Palm, I just got, thrown into the fast life, and that's another story. And I just got, more addicted on drugs than I was in Lake Placid. So from West Palm, I came back to Lake Placid, Florida, and that's where I reside at now. So I just pretty much been here ever since then. I'm 29. I have two kids. My son, he is 10, and my daughter is 8.
10 and 8. Okay.
10 and 8, 10 and 8, that age.
2 years apart. With the same father.
No, they have different
Okay.
fathers, and their fathers are not in their life at all.
Mm.
At
Mm-hmm.
all. And it's cool because my daughter's birthday is November 21st, my son's is November 17th.
That's my birthday, November 17th.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Wow, that's
Scorpio. That's yeah. It's funny. There's a couple other people on here that mentioned that that was their birthday too. November
awesome.
17th. Yeah.
Yeah, must be a lucky day.
Yeah. The world got a little bit of me on November 17th and many others. So yeah, it was a good day for me.
Right, right, right.
You said that things got fast when you went to West Palm. What age did you move to West Palm from the other area of Florida that you grew up in?
I probably went there. I was probably there from 10 up until around 13, 14. So a little over 3 years.
Okay. You were
A
in
little,
West Palm for 3 years?
yeah, I was in West Palm for 3 years.
Now, what you said things got fast there. Was that like when did you start? Did you start using drugs at that early of an age, or was it just
No,
different?
no, what? Tell me, I started using at a very, very early age.
Okay. That's what I
I
was
got,
curious about.
yeah, I got shown it very quick.
Mm. How old?
I was probably 9 years old.
Okay. What was it
Yeah.
first? Was it what kind of drug did you use first?
I started smoking marijuana first.
Hmm. It
You
seems like
know,
that's everybody's first drug
yeah,
for
but
real.
see, I was going to school. I was making good grades. Like I was attending and everything. So I mean, like
Mm.
it didn't bother me at first, you know.
Yeah, I
But
hear you.
it's when I started smoking the marijuana is when I got introduced to cocaine. And
Mm.
that right there is all it took for me to take off, you know.
Cocaine.
Yeah, Coke was the devil. That was my drug. That was my drug. Because see, I started from. Usually people start from pills and everything first. Well, I didn't start that way. I started from marijuana to cocaine, and then I got hooked on the pills because I didn't get hooked on the pills until after I had my son and the hospital had prescribed me opiates.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So you had it's kind of like that with me too, except I wasn't prescribed them. I just wasn't. I may have been prescribed them once for a toothache, but I had already been introduced to them before then. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, like I used weed, and then in my early teens, I started to use coke and get pretty heavy into that heavy drug atmosphere. But I never used like the real hard drugs. It was just like coke, ecstasy. You know what I'm saying? Some pills, but not painkillers. And then when I did opioids, after then I really did a lot of the bad drugs. So it's I can relate in a big way to that, you know. What
If
did
it
you
was
originally get prescribed for? Your
Um,
opioid.
I got prescribed after I had my son. I was in a lot
Okay.
of pain, from the stitches and everything. So they prescribed me Percocet, 5 milligram Percocets from the hospital. And
A lot of people do that.
if it wasn't for the hospital prescribing me, I don't know if I even ever would have, picked up pain pills or any other habit like that.
Wow. You don't think you ever would have tried a pain pill if you had never been
I'm
prescribed?
sure. I mean, I'm sure I would have because the group
Yeah.
who I was hanging around, the shit they were doing.
Yep. It's all
I'm
about
sure I would have.
atmosphere.
Yeah, yeah. I was in a very, very bad atmosphere. At the age of 16, that's when I met my son's father and everything, and
Yeah.
he that's just necessary to say he's not a good guy. I've been
Mm.
abused mentally, I've been abused physically.
Mm.
I get thrown up against the wall, choked out. I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot, a lot, a lot. One of my exes, we were hanging out at this guy's house. It was supposed to be one of his buddies, and I don't even know if I want to talk about this, but whatever. It was supposed to be
Well,
one of his buddies, and they were all chilling, drinking, and we went in the bedroom and we were just sitting there listening to music, chilling. And one of the guys, he like comes up on me and like he starts, taking his hand, rubbing it up and down my leg.
mm,
Long story short,
it always
stuff
happens like
ended
that.
up, yeah, stuff ended up happening, to where I got abused, and he
Mm.
just left me there in the bedroom and sat in the kitchen until I walked out the bedroom, and like nothing even happened.
Well, that's common. Really common. So many, so many of my female friends have been raped, abused while they were high.
hmm It was
You
all
know,
over. It was all over one bag of Coke, Tommy. One bag of Coke.
that's what happened. Like what? They laced it or what?
No, he walked out, left me in the bedroom, and when I came out the bedroom, the guy froze him a bag of Coke. So that's what I'm
Wow.
assuming,
Mm,
you
that's
know.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, and
unbelievable.
ever since that happened that day, I just pretty much, I felt like I wasn't worthy enough, like I didn't matter. So that's when I started doing ecstasy. I started doing Molly, and it turned into a every other weekend thing to I can't get up in the morning without having it.
Yeah. So I would I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that you used the drugs to numb a lot of the pain that you were experiencing as your addiction progressed.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I feel that.
Absolutely. And then, after I had my son, I now I do want to make this clear. My whole pregnancy, I was able to stay clean. I did not use
That's what's up.
no drugs
I
my whole
commend you for that.
yeah, I wouldn't take Tylenol, I wouldn't take Benadryl, I wouldn't take nothing. But
That's
after I
good.
had my son, I went hardcore again. I started with Percocets from the hospital, and then I went from the Percocets to 10s to 30s to taking Oxycontin, morphine, whatever I could get my hand on. I would probably take, 10 Oxy 30s a day mixed on top of six 2 milligram Xanax bars a day. I overdosed 6 times. The last time I overdosed, I was found on the side of the road with no clothes on, woke up in the hospital.
Oh my
Um,
God, no clothes on?
yeah, no clothes on.
Do you know how you
Overdosed.
got there? Like, what happened? Was that an attack, or were you just like, you don't
I
know?
don't know. Tommy, I honestly, I don't know.
That's so scary when you think about that.
It is because, we don't, when we're using, we don't think about what's
Wow.
going to happen or, you know, but yeah, I woke up in the hospital, and then they sent me off. They sent me to a detox center, and it's crazy. It's scary. It's scary because I could have been killed,
Hmm.
I died.
You know how many people, like, I've been researching stuff, like, just in my own hobbies. I've been researching, like, ways people get caught up, murdered, stuff like that. And oh, behind a lot of these stories is, you know, a bad boyfriend or drugs or
Mm.
alcoholism or prostitute, whatever, it's just, it's an ugly lifestyle, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, it is.
You see people treat people the worst. You
Yeah,
really do. And
absolutely.
it kills your faith in humanity.
It does, and people don't seem to understand that and realize that it's it's sickening. It's disturbing.
It really is. It
I'm
really
just
is. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just blessed. I was able to make it out of there because there's so many times I could have died. There's so many times that I could have took just one more pill, and that one more pill would have been the last pill I would have ever taken. From it killing me. Guys, I just want to make this. I'm 29. Yeah, I'm young, but for me to be 29, I've lived through a lot of hard shit. I used to jump from house to house to house. My parents used to run the whole neighborhood, busting down doors, trying to find me. I would hide in basements. I would sleep in cars. Sometimes I didn't even have a car to sleep in that night, so I would just stay up that whole entire night. I used to steal from my mom. I used to steal from my friends. I used to steal from stores. Whatever I could do to get money, I would do. I didn't care, who judged me or what anybody thought of me. I was a very, very, very bad human being at the time, but I was in active addiction, and I was going to do anything I could do to get that next fix. Um, I'm just blessed. I'm very, very, very blessed. I was able to overcome it, and able to sit here and talk to you guys tonight because I don't know. I don't know why God just he wanted to keep me here.
Yeah, that's the way I had to think of it, because I wonder that too. Like, I wonder why I'm even here sometimes. And, I have to believe that there's another reason, because I did a lot of reckless shit. We,
Exactly.
we
Yeah.
went through a lot and we got through a lot. So, there's a reason why we're here, in my opinion.
For
And,
sure. Looking back, I honestly looking back now, me being sober, I would never ever want to go back to living that lifestyle ever, ever again, ever. Just
it's not attractive.
the people, it's not attractive, and the people who used me for so many things, used me for drugs, used me for money. It, it's like, wow, why did I waste my life on that? You know? And the Coke especially, the Coke was like my kryptonite. It was like the devil for me. I
Mm.
hated it so much I loved it, if that makes sense. I
Yeah,
hated it
it
so
does.
much I loved it, and like I just couldn't get enough of it. I could probably do 2 8 balls a night. 2 8 balls a night is a lot of shit, y'all. A lot of shit.
It is. Like, you liked it that much?
That much. And then, after you do so much of it, it's hard for you to get that feeling. So then after I started like snorting it and I couldn't feel anything, I started smoking it. And then with the first time I smoked it, I'm like, man, this makes me feel really good. Like, why
Hmm.
didn't I do this before? And
That
then when you smoke it, oh my God, you go through it so fast.
so addictive.
Yeah, but the come down for me on that, I just felt like, oh my gosh, I commit suicide. This is horrible.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like cocaine. Like I was curious about, like when you say it was your kryptonite. A lot of times when I use cocaine, cocaine was a substitute in a lot of ways for me when I couldn't use opioids. When I was on methadone and shit like that, I did a lot of coke. I smoked a lot of crack. My cocaine habits took off a lot after that.
Yeah.
Um, and I couldn't do a lot. Like you're saying, 2 8 balls makes me want to throw up right now just
Mhm.
thinking about doing all that coke. You know?
I know a
Yeah.
lot of people who used to throw up off of it. I never,
Hmm.
ever, ever got sick off of it, ever.
When I smoked crack, I would throw up. That's how I know it was good. That's
Really?
how I
No,
would. That's how I would judge it. It's fucked up.
yeah. I
But
used to take the Xanax and put the Xanax. I used to crush the Xanax and put the Xanax in with Coke. I don't know if that's maybe why I didn't get sick. I don't know, but that's
never
how I
tried
used
that.
to do it. That was my thing. But and then like I said, after I stopped the coke, because I stopped doing the coke for a while. Like once I got into the pills heavy, I really didn't mess with the coke. But when I got into the pills, man, I was probably spending right at $600-700 a day. Six to
Yeah,
seven hundred dollars a day, if not more.
oxycodone. That was my kryptonite. Like that's what brought me down quicker than anything ever.
Yeah,
Was oxycodone, and it destroyed my life, yo.
it'll
It
take
really
everything
did.
away from you. That's for sure.
Like it just did.
Mhm. And it's not like oxycodone right now isn't even oxycodone. It's fentanyl.
No, that I just did a whole thing on that, a whole show on that. They making the fentanyl pills up and everything. How they
Yeah,
look exactly the same. I even saw one of the cartel chemists try to argue with the reporter and say that it's other people's fault on how they use these fentanyl oxycodone pills because their formulation is correct and proper for the user. And we don't want to kill people. We want them to enjoy our product and buy more.
oh wow.
That's what he was saying. I was like, wow, listen to this dude.
I know.
He was all done up in like a biohazard suit and shit, making these fentanyl pills. And, oh my god, dude. He's like arguing that he's a proper chemist and that he knows what he's doing, and it's the consumer's fault.
Oh my gosh, get the fuck out of
So we
here.
just live in a sick world, where people are always going to capitalize off of other people's pain, unfortunately.
Well,
You
yeah.
know.
It's only gonna get worse too. It's not gonna get any better.
No, no, it's not. So, all right. So I just want to go back a little bit. You talked about going to West Palm, right? And
Uh,
you spoke about how cocaine was, a big part of your drug use. So, can we just go back to like maybe when you were a teenager in either West Palm or another area as you grew up? Now, did you have any siblings, brothers, sisters, anything like that?
Yes, I have 3 brothers. I have
Okay.
2 older ones. They're older than me, and one is younger than me. And then I have a sister who is older than me. Now, mind you,
So, two brothers and a sister.
yeah, 2 brothers and a sister.
Gotcha.
One of
Got
my
it.
brothers, One of my brothers was an addict, but my other siblings were never ever touched drugs. Totally against it.
He is an addict, or is he
He
alive?
was. He was.
He
He
passed.
was.
I'm sorry for
Yeah.
that.
He's clean now. He's doing good. He's doing really good.
Oh, he's
His
clean now. Okay,
yeah,
good.
yeah, he's clean. His was opiates as well.
Good. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, yeah, he got clean and sober.
So you
So
had one brother who was also had an issue with chemicals, and what about your other sister and other brother? They didn't have any problems?
no, no, they were totally
Yeah.
against drugs. Finished
Hmm.
high school, got their diplomas.
Interesting.
One's a correctional officer. My sister, she works for the bank. They got good jobs and they're doing really good in life. I don't know what happened to me. I just, like I said, I just got mixed up with the wrong crowd. Like I was when I was younger, I was always more of a follower than a leader. Like if
Oh,
I
I
saw
can
some
really relate to that, Ashley.
if I saw
Like
somebody
so
doing
much.
something to me, it's like, okay, I want to try that. I want to
Oh my
do it.
God, man, I could really relate there. Oh my God, that really. So I find a lot of us are like that. And look, man, I did. I grew up with low self-esteem. I grew up wanting to fit in with other people, and with
Mhm.
that type of mentality, you become the background person, and you're cool with
Exactly.
everybody, but you're not ever picked on. Stuff
Yep.
like that.
True. Yep.
It's
Yep. And
like,
that's exactly why I stuck with the
yeah,
crowd.
man, I can relate to that in a major way. Major
And
way.
and unfortunately, doing that, it got me, where I was in my addiction. And when I went to West Palm, the area I was at in West Palm, the guy beside me sold X pills. The other guy next door sold weed. The guy downstairs sold pills. The guy upstairs sold coke. So, it was like I couldn't
Wow.
win losing.
Yeah, I hear that. So, all right, so you have two brothers and one sister.
Yeah.
You said one of the brothers had a problem with addiction and the other two didn't. So, growing up, did you ever use with the other
Yes.
brother? Like,
Yeah,
and how far apart are you guys in age too?
he is 23 and I'm 29. So
Okay.
I used with him when he was like 17 though.
Yeah, I get it. I
Yeah,
get it.
we I mean, the, we
Trust me,
did
I get it.
yeah, we did a little bit of coke together, but our main thing we would do together was like pills. If I were to go buy a pill, I would split it in half and give it to him. If he was to get a pill, he would share it with me,
Yeah, I feel that. I
you
feel
know.
that. And he's
Yeah.
clean. He's doing well.
He's clean, and the funny part about that is he didn't go to detox or anything. Like he just stopped cold turkey, got clean on
Opioids?
his own. Yeah, no Suboxone, Tommy, no nothing.
Interesting. He never went to detox at all.
Mm-mm.
He never went. He just stopped.
He laid in his bedroom and
No.
just withdrawal.
I always wondered if people like that exist in this world.
I can't do it. I couldn't do
No,
it.
I couldn't do it either. I don't feel bad about that.
Exactly. For the
I
people who
almost tend to
say,
not believe that. I feel like maybe he was sneaking
mhm,
shit behind your back or
I,
something.
I wonder that too. I wonder.
Like I don't know. That's just me. I don't know.
No, because people say that, oh, you can just stop cold turkey. No, you can't. No, you
Some
can't. If
people
you
look.
could,
I'm not going to say
everybody,
it's impossible, but I know I. I'm just saying, if you're
it's
betting on
gonna
me
be
doing that,
damn
that's
hard.
not going to happen.
You're
Not afraid to
definitely
admit
gonna be
that.
feeling some pain. That's for sure.
You're crazy for doing that, Candy. Alcohol's dangerous. You could have died.
Oh, yeah, they say that's a big no-no.
You could have died. I'm just keeping it real. Be careful with
Seizures
alcohol. Be
for
careful
sure.
with benzos. You can seize out and die. It's not like opioids. But you know what? Sometimes people, they just have enough, and maybe your brother, I
Yeah.
mean, look, did you have any problems with the law as a result of your addiction?
Did I
Because I
what?
had a lot. I have a rap sheet because of my
Oh
addiction,
no.
and it's full of petty, petty misdemeanors. There's no serious charges on it. The most serious charge is probably a simple assault and a DUI. Those are the most serious of charges on my rep sheet. The rest of it is
Luckily,
drug possession.
I never got caught with nothing. Thank God.
And all the jail time I did was a result of, you know what I'm saying? Drugs, my addiction.
Yeah, man. It, it shit
Wow,
we done.
Candy, 12 years old. We're gonna have to do an interview with you someday.
Oh wow.
So all right, so I want to get back to your story here. We were talking about you growing up with your brothers. You said you had a brother that used. You were you started off with cocaine first, okay? You said you grew up you know, like we said before, background people. When did you first try your first drug, and how was that experience? And was it a peer pressure situation?
I tried my first drug. It was marijuana. I was probably 9.5, 10.
Okay.
Was it a peer pressure experience? I wouldn't necessarily say people were forcing me to smoke. I asked if I could hit it, and my experience off of it, I mean, I felt amazing. I felt like I could, for me to be 9, I felt like, wow, I've never felt this before. I want to feel this every day.
It was almost, I could relate to that in so many different ways. Mine, I could say that you say it maybe wasn't a peer pressure situation, but my situation was just like that, and I still equate it to somewhat sort of a peer pressure situation because by me asking them if I could hit it, it was
Mm,
me intermingling with them, communicating with them, being part
that's
of the
true.
group. It was being part of their peer group. So I wanted to be part of that group. So I feel like that's why I asked to hit it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
That's just the way I feel.
yeah.
Your situation could have been completely different. You could have been the alpha in the group and they were all hanging out with you and you were just like, give me that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I wasn't the
Yeah.
alpha. I was never the alpha.
Yeah, well, Lake Placid, I mean, it's a very, very, very small town. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows everybody's business. I mean,
Oh,
there's not
okay.
really many people to hang out with. Everybody always hangs out with the same
Hmm.
group of people.
Interesting. So you grew up in a really small type of town. Okay.
It's like a very, very small town. It's like a
I can,
country that has nothing in it.
everybody knows everything. Hmm.
Yeah, yes, yes, yes. It's crazy.
So like if Bobby Taylor got arrested with Becky Sue, it's on the
We would
front page
know.
of the town's Herald, and every single person is talking about it with their Morty call. I get it. I get
Oh, everybody would be on
it.
Facebook
I
talking
get
about
it. Trust me.
it.
I didn't grow up in a town like that. My suburb was a little bigger. But like not everybody knew each other, and the towns were all close to each other. So, you know what I mean? So it was like one big suburb
Yeah,
instead of just one small town, like you're saying. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
And so it was a little bit more of a congested area, but I get it, man. Trust me, I get it. Um, yeah, man. So all right, and then cocaine. When was that age, and what was that situation like?
The cocaine. I started the
The first
cocaine
time.
young. I'm trying to give you guys the exact age. It's hard for me to go back
We
to
don't
the
need a
exact
date.
age,
I'm
but
just
I would say,
wondering, like,
yeah.
how
Well,
old
no,
and
I'm
what.
trying to think. Gosh, I'm trying to sit here and think back, and it's like, man, my brain is really fried.
Yeah, when I think about
No,
it too, it's
yeah.
sad.
I would say 15, 15 for the cocaine.
Mm.
I tried it at a party one time, the first time I ever tried it. And I did throw up that first time I tried it.
Did
I
you?
remember. Yes, I did. Now I'm sitting back
Interesting.
remembering. Yes, the first time I ever tried cocaine, the first little line I ever hit, as instantly I threw up. And I remember the people I were with, I started telling them, "Man, you got to take me home. You got to take me home. I don't feel right. Like
Oh, like that?
something's not right here."
It got
Like
like
I was,
that?
yeah, I was like spinning, and like my vision was all out of whack. I couldn't focus on nothing. I couldn't see nothing.
Did you
Um,
feel the jolt, like the energy release and all that?
no, I
Or
just felt like something wasn't right. My heart was beating so fast. I honestly think I was just like freaking myself out,
mm,
because like I started panicking because my heart was beating, I was sweating, I was throwing up, and I'm like,
wow,
oh my gosh. But
that's a crazy
after that,
reaction.
yeah, but after that first time, I did it again, and nothing happened to me. Nothing, it didn't phase me. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it too much. To
Mm.
where I was going and pawning all of my jewelry, my necklaces, my rings,
For the coke, it got like
for
that with coke.
for the cocaine, yeah, it got like that
Okay.
for the cocaine.
No, that can happen, people. And I get that. I get that. I see how that happened. Trust me, I do. I
It's
do.
yeah, that's when I started, stealing from my mom and my dad's house.
Were you
I
young? Were you young
yeah,
when you did that?
yeah. Oh yeah, I was 15, 16. Stealing from my mom and my dad. I wasn't coming home. I would literally stay gone for like 3 to 4 days. Listen, everybody in Lake Placid knows my mom because my mom went to every house in Lake Placid knocking down doors and windows. Everybody sees my mom and they're terrified of her. I wouldn't come home. I was on a coke binge, and
Hey, Rich.
you know how that goes when you're on a coke binge. You're
No, I
just
do. I do. I really do. And I can relate to you as far as as far as your addiction taking you to places where you hurt the ones that loved you the most.
exactly,
It's crazy when
exactly.
you think about it. I have a
Mhm,
lot of guilt of what I did to my family, my parents, everything.
mhm.
So
I
I could
I
really relate to
stole.
that.
I stole from the biggest. He's not here no more. He got deported back to Mexico. But we had this guy who, he used to sell coke. I remember he was like the biggest, 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 biggest drug dealer in Highlands County. Me and one of my friends broke into his house one day and we stole his whole freaking stash, his whole stash. I remember he left a voicemail on my mom's house phone saying if I didn't bring him back his stuff or his money, he was gonna put a hit out on my little brother.
Wow.
Yeah,
And he got deported,
he got deported 2 months after that.
and he was like the main dealer in that
The
area.
main dealer for everybody.
He was the
Very, very,
plug.
and this was
Y'all
this
robbed
was
him.
this was the Mexican who was in gangs, and you
Yeah.
know he's no one to mess with.
So you guys could have got killed over that shit,
Oh, we
probably.
could have got killed, yeah, or my brother could have got killed. He said that
Seriously.
he left on the voicemail. I know which way he takes to go to school, and because my
Mm,
brother he
they
used to
don't
walk.
care. They'll
They
do
don't
whatever
care
they can to get that money back, man. Like,
exactly, and
scary world.
but you know what? I mean, I at the time, I didn't even care. I didn't even care. It's so sad, but I didn't even care. You know?
Yeah,
I was
because
like,
your addiction puts you in a place where you don't care about anything but the drug. I get it. I was running around Kensington. I mean, Kensington, I was doing reckless shit out there, putting myself. I'm lucky to be alive. Put it that way. The way I was acting out there.
we're blessed. We're very, very blessed. Very blessed.
I
You
mean, I'm
know,
messing with people that will kill you over $1. Seriously.
you gotta be careful. It's no joke. It's really no joke. Like this way of living is no joke, and it's not a way anybody would want to live
So how
at
did
all.
that situation even get resolved? You just avoided him for 2 months and then he just got deported?
I avoided it. I avoided it. After
Oh.
me and my
Oof.
friend we broke into that house and stole that stash, I actually went and stayed with one of my friends in Hardy County. We hid out in her house for a few days. My mom wasn't hitting me up telling me that he was still calling her or anything, so I just figured, like he just dropped it, like he knew he wasn't gonna get his stuff back. I
Mm.
don't know. I mean, I
I figured he
I
just forgot about it.
or he, I mean, there really
That's our
wasn't much
thinking,
he
though.
could,
That's our thinking. That's how we
but
think. Like I think the same shit. I would have thought the same shit. I don't get it blew over.
I mean, but what is he gonna do, Tommy? He was
Put a
here
bullet in the back of your head,
illegal.
if anything. I mean, just
Well,
to get
yeah,
even.
but it's not like he's gonna call the cops on me and say, "Hey,
No,
she
they
broke
can't
in
call
and
the
stole my
cops. They
stash."
can kidnap you and torture you until your family pays. I mean, shit.
Well,
I don't
and
know.
he probably would have too if I would have
I'm
stayed in
just
my
saying,
class.
you got to be
He
careful
probably
with this
would.
shit.
Yeah, no, he would have because he's trust me, he's a big
I've
dude, and
robbed a
I'm
few
so
drug dealers and I've gotten hurt over it. So I can relate. I'm lucky that I didn't get killed over it, to be honest.
oh my gosh, I remember I used to take wallets and steal the wallets when we had parties and stuff and hide them underneath my couch, and everybody would be like, "Where's my stuff? Somebody stole my stuff." And I'd walk around the living room trying to help them find it, and I put it underneath the couch the whole time.
Here we got a question. How were you able to support a $700 a day habit?
I was
That's a lot.
working. I was able to have a job for a while, but after I quit that job,
That's a good
um,
question I wanted to ask.
yeah,
After you finish this, I'll delve into that. Go ahead. Finish
I
what
was
you.
I was dating a guy who
Oh, there you go. That's
he
another way to get money.
he hustled, and he was selling stuff, and he
Yup.
was supporting my habit.
Yeah. That's how I was able to afford a lot of my habit was selling pills, selling bags,
Mhm.
going down to
Mhm.
Philly, bringing it back up to Bucks County, charging double and
Yep.
racking up money. And I wasn't, hey, yo, I wasn't popping. I wasn't no big drug dealing gangster, but I tell you what happened. I used a majority of the time for my efforts. And I'm not even going to say I used for free because it wasn't for free. I had to rip and run all day long to make that happen. Like I had to go pick up everybody's money, then I had to go
Mhm.
all the way down the way, cop all the shit, come back up, deliver it to every single person, use the shit, go back,
Exactly.
pick up everybody's money again, go back down, cop it. I do that 3 times a day, Ashley. That's how bad my
Mhm.
habit was. And
Well, my ex was making like $3,000 a day. I'm not gonna say on here what he was doing. But
well, yeah, we can
yeah,
assume. We can
yeah,
assume.
yeah. But
What up, Breezy?
he was making good money. He was supporting my habit.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
Candy. That's that. I think we've all been there.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I'm just saying, that's how a lot of us support our habits. We find any means necessary. $700 a day is not a lot. Smoking crack, you can. I mean, that you can rack that up easy. Doing dope, crack, all the other shit. That's a good
Mhm.
habit, though.
And not only that, Tara, back in the day before Walmart got so strict, I could go and get receipts and return them for cash. So, I mean, I was doing that probably 4 to 5 times a day in different cities and different towns.
Yeah, it's not easy. Look, man. We make this shit work. Put it that way.
Oh, for sure. I used to know there's a guy who used to buy gift cards off of me. He used to buy my food stamps. Like I would give him, half of my
I
food
sold food.
stamps,
Yeah. That's
you
another
know.
big. That's another big way people get money is to sell their food stamps. I think a lot of us know a lot of the hustles and a lot of the ways people use to get things. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Mhm.
So
But
let me ask you.
everything.
Oh, go ahead. Finish what you were saying, and then I'll go into
Oh no,
what.
I was just gonna say, a good way to make money though, when you're an addict, is on the black market.
Yeah,
There's a lot of things you can do on the black market when you're an active addict.
black
That's all
market's
I'm
where we
gonna
live.
say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Black market is where we live.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Candy. I can't imagine. Oh my God.
You could buy
Oh,
a house with $700 a day, God's child. Absolutely.
yeah. It's a fact. Did you ever use any? Well, all right. I've used a lot of different drugs, so I'm just curious if you've used like hallucinogenics when you were in your younger ages or even later ages? Like, have you ever
Oh
done any
yes,
acid or
I
mushrooms?
tried. Yeah, I tried shrooms. We had shroom tea, and then I ate shrooms at the age of 16. First time I tried it, I had a really, really bad trip. I remember I was sitting in front of a gas station outside in the car, and I just started laughing nonstop for like 45 straight minutes. I could not stop laughing. Um, we left the gas station and I went to my house, and as soon as I walked in, I remember I just jumped behind the couch because I saw this big, big space shuttle landing in my living room. And I thought I was freaking out, so I started screaming for my mom, and I'm sitting there screaming at my mom, telling her, "Oh my God, there's aliens in our house. There's
Yeah.
aliens."
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing either. I mean, they're using MS they're using MDMA, whatever it is, ecstasy, and the chemical form that makes Molly and ecstasy, and they use that for
Yeah.
post-traumatic stress disorder treatments. I was just curious because I did a couple of things like that, as far as, and that's what I'm wondering, like with my addiction, like at times when I couldn't access one drug, did you use another drug? Like, did your addiction, like, was it a real psychological mind fuck where sometimes if you couldn't use one drug, you used another drug just trying to achieve something?
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. If there was something that wasn't around one day, I would most certainly get whatever I could get, whether
Yeah.
it be meth, whether it be Molly, whether it be X, whatever I could get, I would get. So I never had a specific, a certain drug I would do for that day. I would do whatever I could get for that day.
Yeah. I struggle with that too. Like I would substitute a lot. Um, you know,
Shout out to Ricky. Thank you, Ricky, for viewing and supporting.
is that R Jackson, Ricky?
Yes, yes, yes.
Salute, Ricky. 25 years clean.
He's
That's
awesome.
amazing.
He helps addicts.
Does he? Does he work
Yes,
like in the field?
yes, he works for Tri County.
I'd like to try to get a job doing that. I'm actually trying to do that now. That's why I haven't gotten a real job yet. I'm still trying to find a job in a rehab. So I want to work in a rehab. I really do. Like if I can, I'll go work as a mechanic somewhere. But I want to get a good job and work with people.
Yeah, that's what I want to do too. They say that you have to be 2 years clean, and then after
Yeah.
you're 2 years clean, you can apply for a job to work in a
Yeah,
rehab or
but what's
something.
clean? Like, I mean, what the fuck?
Like,
I'm on methadone and weed. Like, they're gonna consider
well,
that
I don't think I
clean?
don't think that would. I don't know. I don't think that should matter
Not
because
my
that's.
card. I keep saying that to people. Nobody wants to give this medication like they don't want to, like everybody
illegal.
thinks I'm just a stoner. Like nobody wants to think I'm using medicine.
Exactly.
Like
Oh,
oh,
thank you, Ricky.
like I'm always
I
defending
appreciate.
marijuana.
You are. You are.
I'm always
I
like, well, it's
got my
medicine.
card.
It's a medicine. Like stop. Like
God put it on this earth to be smoked.
yeah. My mom gets
Dwayne.
worried because of my kids. Like you know,
Yeah,
and I understand. Like I'm in a tough spot. Like I'm raising children, right? I don't want them to actually experiment with the weed, but I use it to help myself. So you know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Like I don't want to be like, oh, it's hard to explain. I'm in a tight spot when it comes to that.
Yeah.
You know,
I've
but I
never
smoke
gone
the
to
shit that
jail,
don't smell.
Dwayne.
It don't smell.
Really?
It smells a little bit. You know, it's got like it's like the extract oil. It's not the flower. So I smoked like the dab extract and the cartridge oil. So it's not like a
Uh-huh.
strong smoky weed smell, but you could
Yeah.
still smell the hint of marijuana like from it.
Oh, he said you can't use whatsoever.
Yeah. That's what they
Oh.
all say. That's just, people, I get it.
We
People have their
Tommy, we
opinions.
just need to open up our own rehab, go 50-50.
Yeah, I'm just like I may not be doing it the greatest way. It's what's working for me right now to be stable. Maybe I'll get
And
off
that's
it.
all that matters. That's all that matters. Whatever works for you.
He put a sad face next to it.
He's really cool. He is awesome.
Yeah.
He's
Thanks,
amazing.
Ken. Murph, salute to you. I appreciate your support. Hope things are good.
Right, Candy said, Tommy, open your own. Right, Candy? That's
Yeah,
what
we
I'm
should
trying to
open our own. We should open our own. All right, so
tell.
let me just delve a little more into this interview. So growing up, right? Um, what are and you don't have to go like if some of these like because I'm just like because I kind of I'm just coming with ideas as I go along. I just find it a little bit easier sometimes this way. Um, so I guess like what are some of the consequences that you experience as a result of your addiction if you feel comfortable talking about them? Like if you don't want to talk about some of this stuff, we could just like talk about whatever. Like I'm just curious because I had a lot of consequences. I'd be happy to name all of them, but
Okay, consequences.
I got a
The,
lot of them.
the
Yeah, a lot of
first
consequences.
most important one would be losing my not being able to be around my children in my active addiction.
Yeah,
I wasn't
that's the
allowed
worst
to.
one.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to see them in person. I was able to talk to them over the phone. That's when my mom would answer the phone, but I wasn't able to see them in person. Another one was losing my car, losing my house. I did have a
Mhm.
house, guys, at one point in time. I lost it due to addiction.
Yeah,
I lost my car.
I lost
You
my
know,
house too. I had a house too. I had a
my
mortgage. I had
ex-fiance,
everything.
yeah, my ex-fiance, my relationship with my sister, I don't have a relationship with her at all. Even to this day, I don't have a relationship with her. Um, I've lost a lot. I lost a lot. I did have a miscarriage through active addiction. I did not know that I was even pregnant until, I went to the hospital and they told me that I was having a miscarriage. So that hit home for me really, really hard.
I can relate to that too. I really can. I
Yeah,
had another girl that went through something similar to that. Yeah, she
it's
lost our child. We were gonna have a kid together.
it's very, very sad. That really hit home for me. That's like, man, that's when I knew that I had a real, real, real bad problem and I needed to fucking do something.
Yeah,
And
that's
you
hard to
know,
deal with.
it is. It's very hard because after that happened, I honestly just wanted to take as many pills as I could because I felt in my head, oh my God, like I just I just took a human's life because of my stupidity and my not caring.
It's not that simple.
But that's what goes through. That's just the shit
That's
that
what
goes
goes
through.
through our minds, but that's
Yeah,
not reality, though.
I
That's not
know.
reality. I have the same type of feelings, same type of situations. We didn't. I don't know if we lost the child directly because of our drug use. They said that she had a genetic disorder that she couldn't have kids, but then 2 years later she gets pregnant and has a child. So I don't know.
Oh,
I
wow.
don't know
Okay.
what happened and why it didn't happen or
Yeah.
whatever, but it happened. I feel like God makes things happen for a reason. You know,
Yeah, he
you were
does.
killing yourself, so you were in no place to have a child.
Oh, for sure, for
When
sure.
we think about it like that way, like we're killing ourselves when we use drugs and in our addiction. So when when we see somebody like that having a child, you know, it
Yeah, well,
doesn't
yeah,
end
now
up
I
well.
see that. Yeah, for sure.
That's not a good thing.
Okay.
So I can relate to that in a major way. And I can relate to losing a house. I had a house. I had a family. I had my kid's mom, or us as my kids. We were all under one roof. I was making ends meet. I had a good job. and then everything just hit the fan. We lost each other. The relationship failed, and after the relationship failed, the relapse followed quick, and that was it. I lost all that too. So I get that.
Yep. So those would have to be, my consequences.
All right, let me answer a question in the chat real
Okay.
quick. Rich has a very good question, and I want R. Jackson's answer to this as well. Um, it says, question, Tommy D. So, someone that has been on two different kinds of pain medication, opioids mainly, for 13 years, are they an addict? 3 question marks. So they must really want to know if they're an addict. I don't think you're an addict unless you're knowingly abusing these pain meds. Now, that does not mean you're not dependent on these medications, because you surely are dependent on these medications. You just may not be experiencing addiction. And that brings me into another topic. Real quick,
Mhm.
I'm just gonna delve on it real quick. In the dope sick thing, when I was researching OxyContin and Purdue Pharma, they actually came out with the whole pseudo addiction shit. Did you hear about that, Ashley?
No.
All right, so in order for OxyContin to sell more oxys, they wanted to tell their patients, their doctors, the people that they were selling the meds to, they're trying to tell them to use these meds, that the
Oh
reason why
my.
people were experiencing signs of addiction is because they were experiencing pseudo addiction, and it wasn't because they were addicted to the pain meds. It was because that their pain wasn't fully treated, and they need to fully treat their pain by giving themselves more oxy.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
So it's pretty wild. Yeah, that's my answer to that question. I'm just curious what R. Jackson has his answer. God's child's answer is, it depends if you have to take it all the time, and it depends on them and depend on them every day, and if it affects your life in any way negatively. That's a fact. Like I said, Rich, like, addiction is when your life is unmanageable from that drug, and your life is really affected in a negative way. Dependency is when you take the meds as prescribed, but your body still needs them, because if you did not take those meds, you would go to severe withdrawal. If you can't stop
Well,
and
they say like wean yourself off of it, blah, 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 blah.
if you can't stop and need the drugs to survive, I believe so, from a personal standpoint. Yeah, that's his.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fact. Purdue Pharma is a bunch of crooks. They got rich as hell off this whole scam, and now they're getting rich off the cure. Okay,
That's crazy.
so all right, I'm gonna go back a little bit into your story. So, when did you have? How many kids do you have again? 2, right? And when did you have
Dude,
your first child?
I got pregnant at 17 and I had him at 18.
Now, was that when you? That was when you got the experience with pain meds, right?
Yep. Mhm.
All right. So I guess, what was that experience like? How did that happen? Like, when you were pregnant, when you got, like, the doctor, how did they prescribe them? How did that just explain, and how the progression made? How the
Well,
progression?
I was in labor. I had my son. They didn't give me no pain meds until after I had my son. From the stitches and everything, I was in a lot of pain. I was hurting. So that's when my OBGYN, he's the one who actually prescribed me the 5 milligram Percocet. He sent me home with like 15, no, it was 20. He sent me home with 20 Percocet. Um, First one I took it, I was like, okay,
Were they Oxy 5s?
yeah, they were Oxy
Endos?
5.
Were they endo sets?
Huh?
Well, I'm just curious what kind of pill they were. Were they 504s, or did they
Oh,
say
I don't even remember. I don't know.
Not that it's important. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. But the first one I took, the first time taking it, I didn't get like a high feeling off of it or anything. I was in a lot of pain, so it just took the pain away. But the
Really?
second to third one, yeah, the second to third one I took, I felt good. And I'm like, okay, well, let me pop an extra one. Let me take an extra one. Like 5 days later, I'm completely out of my prescription, calling my doctor, trying to get an emergency refill. He won't give me a refill. So I got to go to my next resort. And one of my good homegirls, she was into stuff like that. And so I hit her up one day asking her, hey, can you find me something? Because I'm in a lot of pain from having my son. I'm still hurting. And
Wow.
she came to my house and she brought me some, what was it? It was Vicodin, not nothing strong, weak Vicodin. But just from there, I mean, from there, it just took off. I was getting Vicodin. I was getting morphines. I was getting Oxycontin. And I started snorting them. I wouldn't just take them orally. I would snort my pills. I would snort all of my pills.
Even
Never.
the listen, all right, real quick, I'm gonna go back a little bit. Interesting how you said that when you were pregnant, right, and you were in pain and you took the first pill, you took it as prescribed, the right amount, and you
Yeah.
said you didn't feel high. It only took the pain away. You didn't
Only.
feel any high. You didn't get drowsy, nothing like that.
No. No. Nothing. Nothing
You
at all.
really just feel like the pain went away and you didn't feel any intoxication.
Really, just Tommy. I was in so much pain. I was
All right.
crying.
Because I've
Like
I've
I was
never been in really
crying.
severe pain like that to where, and I'm talking about pain, not withdrawal. Like I've been in withdrawal pain. That's different, right? But I'm talking about
Yeah.
actual pain where I was prescribed a painkiller and the painkiller actually took the pain away and didn't get me. You know what I'm saying? Like where just the right amount actually works for pain. I've only
Yeah. No. I
experienced
feel like
high.
if you really, really need it and you take it, you're not
That's
gonna get high
prescribed.
off of it. It's just
Okay.
gonna make
Interesting.
you feel like normal. Like I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know how to use the word. I guess I would say normal.
Interesting.
Yeah, I never got high off of it. But the second and third time I took it, I got high off of it. Like I was falling asleep probably 5 to 10 minutes after I took it. And that's when my tolerance was really, really, really low.
Yeah. Well, it's because you first started. It's when you
Yeah.
first started.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean I could get high off one Vicodin back then.
Wow.
One
Okay,
Vicodin.
so the progression went pretty fast, you'd say, right?
Oh my gosh, it took off. Took off. Ever since that day, I didn't stop. I went all the way up until 21. And then at 21, I got pregnant with my daughter. So I stopped again, cold turkey. I don't know how I did it. I did do it. They did prescribe me with my daughter. They did prescribe me something to help with like withdrawals and stuff. I want to say it was, oh my gosh, it was a blood pressure pill they prescribed me,
Clonidine.
something like that. It started with a
Catapress.
C.
Clonidine. Catapress is the regular name, but it's actually clonidine.
That's what it was, Catapress.
It's clonidine, though, but it's the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. They prescribed me that with my daughter, so I stopped everything.
That's
But
a comfort med. They call that a comfort med. All it does is lower your blood pressure a little bit. It doesn't even, I don't know, man. That shit doesn't help me.
Really, you don't think so? Because
No,
I mean,
nothing helps me but
I
an
thought it
opiate.
helped a little bit.
I was that type of addict. I was when I was in rehab, I just bitched and made it hard for the people until they gave me what I wanted. I would extend my detox 3 different times when I was in rehab. So
Oh
much
God.
so that they weren't even able to release me until I was all the way off the meds. Like I didn't stop taking detox meds till like my 20th day in rehab. Like I just kept that shit going and going. I
Right.
would like wanted to keep going, and most of the time when I was in rehab I was on methadone maintenance, so I was already getting high doses of methadone, and people hated me in rehab. Like I would go up in the med line, they'd be dope sick as hell in all types of pain, getting like a tiny little bit of methadone out of the cup, and I go up in there and my cup's like 3/4 of the way full and I'm like guzzling it in front of them, and then I'm like passed out in my eggs by 10 o'clock. They're like, mad as all hell at me. Like I got hate in rehab for that shit. But that's what I was like. Like I was that type of person. Like I didn't like pain. I wanted to be numb. I always want to be numb. Like I have a lot
I
of
feel
mental
that.
problems. That's what it
See,
is with
that's
me.
how I am, and that's why I can't stop taking the Suboxone, you know? Because
Yeah,
if I stop the Suboxone,
I relate.
God only knows what tomorrow's gonna bring.
I'm so afraid to stop using methadone that I don't know what I'm so afraid of how
Exactly.
my body's gonna be and how my brain's gonna react and all of it.
And that's why I was gonna ask you. Oh, I remember I already asked you before about the shot, but if you can't get the shot, do you think you're gonna stay on methadone longer than you want to?
I don't want to. I mean, I have to be off methadone for a long time before I could even go near that shot. Like, so I'm gonna have to go through some sickness if I'm gonna transition to Suboxone either way, you know? Like
Yeah.
if I wait till I come completely off the methadone all the way down to 1 milligram to 0 milligrams, and then actually wait like a week or two after that before I mean, I'm off of it then. I should try to stay clean without everything, you know? That's what I might try. But if it's really bad for me, Ash, like that's what I'm saying. Like mentally, if I can't handle it, I will go to a Suboxone shot. I will. I'll go take that shot or get the
Yeah,
script.
I
I'd
mean,
rather do the shot.
I'm
I
just
mean,
saying, I think it would be better for you
yeah.
because you won't have to get up every morning
Oh
and
my
go to
God,
the
yeah.
clinic, and you can go out of town and do
No
vacations and trips
doubt.
and shit.
That's what I want, you know. Methadone holds me back in so many ways.
Exactly, and it's just, you'll get through it. You'll figure out what's best for you, and you'll figure it out, and you'll get through it. You just gotta one day at a time, one
Have
day
you
at a
ever been
time.
on methadone?
Never, ever.
You never took methadone in rehab as
They
as
gave
a
me they
detox?
gave me Suboxone, not methadone.
Interesting. So how many all right, I want to get back to your story real quick. You said you took the pills, right? How long was the from the progression from the pills to you said you snorted them right away. That's where we left off.
Right
Did
away.
you snort the fives with the acetaminophen in it too?
Yes, I did. And
Because that's a lot of snorting.
I didn't know that I was not supposed to snort the ones with
Yeah.
Tylenol
I've seen
until
people do
after the
that before. My
fact.
kid's mom did that. She would snort perk fives, and I was like, "You're snorting all that aspirin Tylenol." Like,
I
yeah,
know. I wasn't aware. Nobody like,
do it.
I this is like the first time I'm ever trying this, and nobody told me that you're not supposed to do that with Tylenol.
Yeah, like seriously, like with me, with like yeah, like I remember the one time I tried it, I was like, wow, look at I crushed one up, and I was like, that's just so much powder. Like, oh my god,
Yeah,
it was okay.
it was nasty. It burned a lot,
Yeah,
and it
and
was
it
scary.
burns too. Yeah, it's just not worth it, dude. Because you don't even, I didn't even feel that shit because my tolerance was already so high. And you're in your that's the way our minds work, you know. Because I'm on a fucking 80, like I'm doing like numerous 80s. You know what I mean? Huge
Uh-huh.
lines of oxy, straight oxy, and I'm thinking because oh, I have this perk five. If I snort it, I might just feel better. Like no.
Right? Exactly. That's how, like, I could even break off a little piece and take a little piece, and instantly my mind would be like, okay, I'm fine.
So
It's crazy how that works.
R. Jackson says we use Vivitrol injections. That's dope. I recommend
Uh,
Vivitrol for anybody that can stand to use Vivitrol. If it works for you, stick with it because there's no withdrawal from Vivitrol. There's no detoxing from Vivitrol. It's just a blocker. So I recommend that if you can handle it. But I feel like R. Jackson comes from the old schoolness of AANA 12-step hardcore abstinence recovery. But I get that. Like I know I have a lot of friends that are like that. So I respect that. Vivitrol works really well. If I could use Vivitrol, I'd be happy. Um maybe one day I'll get there.
Don't
Right
they give
now,
Viv?
I'm just trying to get off the methadone. I'm going
Don't
slow. I've
isn't
been on it long.
Vivitrol? Listen, isn't Vivitrol for alcoholics though? Like they have the
I heard
Vivitrol
that.
for alcoholics,
It's
and
also for
then
alcoholics, but see what Vivitrol is a See, it's different than Suboxone. Well, it's not totally different than
Okay.
Suboxone, but methadone and Suboxone, they they uh they go on top of your receptors, and they feed your receptors. They open them up so that you can feel all that dopamine that your brain releases. Suboxone only opens that door half away, where methadone, oxycodone, all those other opioids like heroin, morphine, they open your opioid receptor all the way. Okay. Methadone is a
Oh,
synthetic opioid. Morphine is a plant-based opioid. Oxycodone, I believe, is a semi-synthetic opioid, which it means it's somewhat synthetic and somewhat plant-based. I don't know. I'm not positive on all of that. I'm just saying that with opioid, that's the way they affect your receptors. Now, with Vivitrol, Vivitrol is a blocker. So instead of opening the door of the receptor and allowing the dopamine to flow through so that you don't have the cravings, it's just going over that receptor and acting as a force field, if you will, so that nothing could inhibit it and open it.
yeah.
So that you're blocked. So that if you get high, if anything tries to open up that receptor, that Vivitrol is going to block it. That's the way
Okay.
Narcan works. If Narcan literally goes in your receptor and pulls that shit out and reverses the effect.
Oh, wow.
It's an
Okay.
antidote. It's an antidote to opioids.
That's what's up.
Yeah. And
Mm,
Vivitrol is Narcan, basically. It's a heavy blocker.
yeah.
And I did hear that it helps with alcohol. I don't know in which ways though. You know?
Because I know I was in detox with somebody and he was in there for alcohol and he got the Vivitrol shot. And he's like, I talked to him afterwards and he says it works really good. But if you were to
Good.
take one little sip of beer or anything, you would get
Oh,
extremely sick.
that's it. Yup. You'll get sick. And I think that happens as well if you use on Vivitrol with the dope, right? Or no? Or you just won't get high.
I believe so.
I don't know if you'll get sick if you use dope with it too. No, I think that was just Suboxone. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
Suboxone
because,
also acts that way. It has a blocker in it too, people. But you
yeah,
have to
yeah.
use
If
at
you
least
take,
one
like, if
milligram.
you, yes, like with Suboxone, if you take a pain pill, you're gonna get sick, sick, sick.
Yeah. Yeah, you
It's
will.
crazy how that stuff works.
Well, if you is that how it works? Like if you're on Suboxone and you take the pill, you'll get sick, or is it if you're on the pill? I think it's the other way around. If you're on Suboxone and you take a pill, you're just not going to feel it. I think if you take a pill and the effects aren't all the way out of you, and then you take a Suboxone, I think that's
I
when you
don't
feel
know.
that sickness. I think.
Probably, yeah. I
I
don't
could be
know.
wrong. Let me know in the chat.
Right, because I don't know.
I could be wrong. I thought that was what I was under the impression of. I didn't
I
have a lot of
it's one of the
experience with it.
two.
I was
One of
only on
the two.
Suboxone a short time. I sold all my pills. I needed the discipline of going to a clinic every day.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like I needed to. I couldn't trust myself not to sell the pills. I guess I wasn't ready fully. You know?
yeah, well, you got to be ready. You got to be ready and willing.
That's not true, Dewana. Not all opioids. There's many synthetics. Many synthetics that are made without any plants, any plant-based opioids. They're made. Fentanyl is completely synthetic, as well as methadone. Methadone's not from any plant. All right, here's a question for you from Victor Coco. He says, hold on. What do you think about the amount of drugs in your part of Florida? Yeah, so you grew up in Florida, right? What was it like
Uh-huh.
there growing up with the access to drugs? Were the drugs in the schools? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was it like? Are there closed cities where there's open air drug markets? Like in where I grew up, right? 15-minute. All right, so where I grew up, right? After I had already experienced the opioids, right? It was so easy for me to always get readily available heroin either in Trenton, Camden, or Kensington. These were all open air drug markets. I didn't have to call anybody. I didn't have to know anybody. I merely had to just drive there, get out, and get it.
Oh, in our town, my town
I'm
where I
wondering
live,
what it's like there. Yeah.
our town is known for drugs. Like the area I live in alone is known for drugs. When I was in middle school, I could get any drug I wanted in middle school. No matter where I was. My neighbor down the road in town, the drugs
Yeah,
are
West Palm is
everywhere.
known for drugs. That's a fact.
Yes. So Victor, the amount of drugs in Florida, is anywhere and everywhere on every corner of the street. There's not one place I could go where somebody is not selling drugs or drugs is in reach to get.
I feel like that exploded on you a little bit more because of the opioid epidemic, like all the freaking clinics.
Yeah,
Did you
the clinic.
experience a lot of that in your addiction? Going to the clinics?
Yep,
Pain
I was
clinics?
I was paying people to get fake
Oh,
X-rays and having sponsors go get pills for me and
really? And they were the 30s, right?
yeah, and then when it shut down, everybody just went crazy. Everybody went crazy. It was a blackout in Lake Placid. Um, nobody knew what to do, and then that's when everybody started getting on the whole Xanax binge.
Yeah, it seems like people, and well, is it because of the methadone or is it because of the opioid treatments that people got on this Xanax binge? Do you think?
Well, I know right after all the clinics got shut down, a lot of people started going to psychiatrists saying that they have anxiety and stuff to get a prescription of Xanax because nobody could get the opiates.
Wow, it's crazy, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
like how crazy was that for people anybody that experienced it? Like, it's like it felt like at least where I lived, these pills were everywhere, and then they were gone.
Yep, exactly. And then they were gone. They were everywhere and they were gone. And then that's when methamphetamines popped up on every corner. Everybody started doing meth because nobody could get their hands on pills.
No, meth is insane. I could never get into meth like that. I just,
Ah,
it,
ugh.
it just made me freak out, man. I did
Yeah,
hallucinate.
I tried it a couple times, and the first time I tried it, I didn't even know what it was. I thought that it was something completely different until somebody told me the next day, "Oh, that was meth." Um,
Really?
my experience on that, the first time
Unbelievable.
I tried it, I felt really, really, really good, like, because I thought it was Coke, and I thought the Coke looked a little weird because it was like sparkling and shining.
Sometimes
Um,
Coke has a sparkling shine
yeah,
to it.
it
Straight
does. It
up,
does.
yo. If you get Coke right off a brick, that shit shines.
Exactly. And it tastes a little weird and it tastes a little funny, but whatever, that's good.
That's
But
good.
yeah, no, it ended up being meth and after that I tried it again. I tried it once more and that was only because that's all that was around. That's all I could get.
You snorted it or did you smoke it?
Yeah. No, never smoked it.
Because I did all of it. I snorted
No.
it, I smoked it, and I shot it.
My thing with everything I tried, Tommy, it was always snorting it. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
You never gravitated to the needle?
No, luckily, thank God I got
Yeah.
out before I did because that
Good for
was
you.
real damn close.
Good for you, Ashley. And you're young. You're
Oh,
so
I am, and
young.
that's why, Tommy, if I wouldn't have went into detox, I'd still be out there on the streets as of right now, going harder than what I was before.
Mm,
I
you're
just
so
don't care,
young.
When I'm on the streets, I don't care. I don't care what's gonna happen to me. I don't care. All I care about is getting high. But that's why, guys, that's why I'm telling y'all, man, I'm 29 and I'm so thankful because I see all these other ladies out there stuck on the streets who have it so much worse than me.
Yeah. Facts.
Sad.
Like
Sad.
strung out. Like I see all of them in Kensington all the time. I have a lot of friends out prostituting right now on Backpage, Kensington. Not Backpage. There's other pages now. They closed Backpage now, but they got other pages out there. There's a lot of my friends. They got their ads up. They be walking the Ave down there. You know how dangerous it
Central
is to
Florida
walk
is,
the Ave and hop into any car that pulls over?
yeah.
What a risk that is. A friend of mine survived the Kensington Strangler, and another friend of mine, I believe, was murdered in Kensington. They found her body in New Jersey,
Oh
in an unmarked
wow.
grave, and she was
Sad.
naked. So
Wow.
whoever was with her, he brought her out to this place and dug a shallow grave and marked it. Like he marked it. It had like stones around it and shit. How
Wow.
weird is that?
I don't know how people could live with
You know
that
what I
on their
feel like? I
conscience.
feel like it was a sick trick that was obsessed with her. And because she prostituted out there in Kensington. And I feel like this dude, you know, he was questioned in her murder too. He never was arrested yet. I believe he killed her.
Wow.
I really do. I believe he killed her. I believe he got high, supplied her drug habit and then would do all kinds of fucked up shit to her when she was intoxicated. And that's what happens, y'all. There's mad victims in the drug game, not just the people that are using drugs, but for the people that are under the influence of the drugs while they're using. I mean, people take advantage of them,
Uh-huh.
like in a major way, sexually, in other ways. Most of
Yes.
the serial killer victims were drug addicted prostitutes. It's crazy.
Wow.
And they die in some of the most horrific ways possible. That's something I hope I
Crazy.
never, ever, ever, ever have to see.
Right.
It's crazy. And just
Absolutely.
think about it, like, because I have a couple friends right now who are in a situation like you. They're not like very old. They're probably in their 30s. They have kids, but their kids are young, and they're very
Mhm.
young in their addiction. You know what I mean? And they have their whole life ahead of them. So I just, it's possible to get over this shit.
Oh, for sure. You just
Do you have
gotta
any
love.
favorite books? Victor wants to know if you have a favorite book you
Do I
recommend
have
reading.
any favorite books? No, not
I got a
really.
lot of good books about addiction, though. I could recommend to you if you haven't read any. The one,
There's one NA book I read in detox I can't find nowhere. I don't even know what the name of it was.
it's an
It just
NA book. Is it called
yeah.
Just for Today, or is it called what was the other one called? Damn it, I can't remember now.
I don't know. It was a really good book. I was reading it. It was just about NA though.
A lot of them never come back, God's child. That's a fact. There's
Oh
mad
no, they
victims out there.
don't.
Mad victims.
Victor, if I come across a book that I like, I'll let you know, love.
Well, here's a good book. God's child recommends it. It's called Heroin Diaries by Nikki Sixx.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I'll check it out. God's child. Or no,
God's
yeah.
child. What's the name of Anthony's book from the Red Hot Chili Peppers? He wrote a really good book too. I can't remember what the hell it was called. Yeah, that's a fact, Rich. Arthur Shawcross was a nasty, nasty, disgusting serial killer. He also killed I believe he killed somebody that wasn't a prostitute too, I believe. But yeah, a lot of them do. You got the Green River Killer, killed 13 prostitutes. You got fucking the Times Square Killer. Most of his victims were prostitutes. That's the risk you take. The Kensington Strangler. He was a serial killer in Kensington, in which my friend got away from. She was held by him and got away.
Wow, that's scary.
And her story is. She told me her story. I would never expect her to come on here and tell her story, but it was insane. The shit that this dude did to her.
Yeah, I wouldn't even want to relive it, you know?
Like, it's some fucked up shit, dude. Like, these girls go through some crazy traumatic shit. The girls that work the streets, some of the things that they see, and some of it's not even dangerous. Like, some people are just really mentally crazy, and they believe that when they go see a prostitute, that they can get out of their head and out of their realm of being and be somebody else, if you will. right? And
Wow.
some of these people, they do some of the weirdest fetishes. I'm telling you. Yeah. So I'm trying to think what else I wanted to ask you. All right. So is that how? Like, did you ever use heroin?
No, never got that far.
Oh, okay. So you never gravitated to. Oh, that's
Yeah.
what it's called, "Scar Tissue" by Anthony, by the lead singer of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I think it's "Scar Tissue." I'm not sure. So that's good, Ashley, that you never got to
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I never got I got to, as far as I got to the coke, the meth, the pills, fentanyl. That's
So I
it.
guess
Never,
when the all right, so in your addiction, in your story, when the pain clinics dried up, right? When all the
yeah,
pain clinics started closing down and people couldn't access those pills anymore, that is when people went to meth instead of heroin
exactly. Yep, and that's what got me
in that
started on.
area. Interesting.
That's what got me started. Because the clinics, that
Very
was like my
interesting.
monthly thing.
No, that's just really interesting because, like I said, with me, I went to heroin then because Kensington, Trenton, and Camden were so readily available for open air heroin sales.
But see, we don't where I stay at, it's hard to find that here. Not a
Is
lot
it
of people have it. Very, very, very hard.
hard to get heroin there?
Very hard.
So you couldn't.
Couldn't get it at all. You would have to go like drive 2 hours away.
Okay, so would people drive 2 hours away, then bring it back and open up shop there?
No, because everybody's into the meth here. That's all everybody does
Um,
here. That's all everybody wants
so it was
here.
just a natural transition to meth.
Yep, that's
Interesting.
all they want.
Very
It's
interesting.
everywhere.
That is very interesting because it's just a difference in demographics because I had heroin readily available here. And you know what? It's crazy. I went to rehab in Florida. I went to Boca. It was called the Watershed in Boca,
Mhm.
Delray Beach or whatever. Um, and people would tell me about black tar heroin and shit like that. I never even heard of black tar. I didn't even know what black tar was.
Never
Interesting.
ever seen it.
I don't know if anyone does black. They must in those areas, God's child. But maybe not, because maybe now everything is maybe everything is possibly fentanyl now, you know? Who
No,
knows?
I have not, Victor. I have not. I haven't.
Tara thinks I'm mangled right now. Mangled on what?
Tell me I'm sorry, but you sound mangled right now.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone does black tar heroin.
Nobody I know does it.
So did you ever had to try NA or AA after you got clean? Like when you went to rehab?
Yeah, I go to NA meetings. I do my NA meetings every Friday morning at 10 a.m. It's for an hour long. And there's a church down the street from my house. They do NA and AA meetings. I go down there too for 2 hours.
Hmm.
So I don't stay on top of I'm trying to get to the meetings every week, but I've been missing a few in here. Like
The
today,
90 and 90. They tell you to do 90 and 90. What do you
this
think about
morning I
that?
didn't go to my meeting this morning, but I didn't go to the meeting this morning because my kids had a thing at their school that I just was not gonna miss.
Yeah, no. I mean, look, sometimes you can't make, you make your own decisions, you know?
Yeah, I've missed so much stuff in their life already. I just
Yeah,
thought I
I
wasn't gonna
get
do
that.
it.
Trust me, I get that. Wanting to be there all the time for them, stuff like that.
Exactly.
So, I guess talk a little bit about AANA, how that works in your life. Do you solely believe in AANA 12 steps? I know
I
we've had discussions about the whole gray area of addiction and how everybody has their own way and stuff like that, but it does
I
work.
honestly, my opinion, I don't believe that you have to go to NAAA meetings to stay sober. Me personally, I don't. learn anything or get anything out of going to the meetings. Because every time I go to the meetings, it's people talking about where they can buy drugs at instead of, you know, I don't even know. The meetings just they make no sense to me. I rather just come on YouTube, which y'all guys, and that's my meetings because the NAA meetings, they don't teach you nothing. You don't get nothing out of it. The people who does the meetings, she literally just sits there, gives you a piece of paper and says, "Here, write down how you feel today." And then after you write down how you feel, she's like, "All right, well, you're done with group." That's all they do.
Is that it? Is that inpatient? Is that an IOP therapy that you're doing, or is that actually NAAA? I'm just curious. When they tell you to
Well,
write the paper.
this is through Tri County that I'm going through, so
Okay.
it's a group meeting through Tri County.
Okay, so you're going to like group therapy right now.
Yeah, and I mean
Yeah.
they don't do nothing like
That's
and
different than what AA and NA is. AA and
yeah.
NA is the fellowship, with the steps, that the
Well,
actual
yeah,
meeting.
that could be different, but as of
Yeah.
what I'm doing right now, I mean to me, it's not worth going.
It may not be. I kind of have to do the same thing at the clinic I go to. They make us do groups each week,
Uh,
one-on-one groups, and then we have to do group therapy. But we actually have it over the phone since COVID.
yeah.
So we do it
I
over the
just
phone. It's kind of like a phone call with 10 people and everyone trying
yeah.
to talk. It's like being on a panel like this, with 10 people. Seriously. And everybody just like, I don't know. Those meetings get crazy, man. They are
Yeah.
not productive at all for me.
I
But I
just
have
feel
to
like
do them or else they'll hold my dose.
yeah, that's true. That's true. They'll take it quick too.
Well, hold it. I'll have to they won't give me my dose until I take the counseling, until I do the group, until they get their money. They want to bill my insurance. It's all about money.
You
It's
know it.
I know that, but look, I went into it knowing that it's all about money, knowing that I need this to get to the next section in my life that I want, which is off methadone. I really want to live off methadone.
Yeah, yeah, Ricky. Yeah, they work for Ricky. I'm stubborn. They work for some, but not. I mean, for me, Ricky, you know me. I feel like I can do it on my own, and
Yeah, yeah, we could always do it on our own. Those are our famous last words.
I know. I
That's
can.
every addict's famous last word. I could do it on my own.
That's helped me understand what my best
But that's
friend.
how I feel, though, Ashley. I agree with you. I don't want to go and talk to people. I don't want to come on YouTube and speak to people about how I feel. But I realize it's better for my mental stability.
Yes,
And I do it
yes,
just to do it.
exactly.
It was hard for me to even come on here and talk about do this interview tonight. Just the motivation sometimes to do things. I don't have it
I
all the
get
time.
that. Yeah, here lately I haven't been having a lot of motivation myself.
I get caught up myself with a lot of the same things that you talk about. So
Yeah, I know. You'll be straight though. You'll be good.
take what you can use and leave the rest at the table. That's a fact. I think that's what you got to do with a lot of these things that come, as far as counseling groups, people's advice. Some people, they'll give you the best advice and then they'll live completely differently. It's like, that's great that you can tell me what to do. Why don't you try doing it? I get that a lot too, Yeah.
Yes, Victor. Tommy is always helpful.
I just try to keep it real, talk about how I am, how I feel, stuff like that.
I'm the only one on YouTube I can just open up to and vent to. Can't do that with nobody else. Well, I could do that. Yes, I lied, Mr. Ricky. I didn't forget about you, but you and Tommy is the only people I can open up to and vent to.
Yeah. Well, I won't ever judge you for it. That's for sure. And I've been judged a lot on YouTube by people. people like to get their little laugh on and say their
Yeah.
little joke. Just because I admitted that I had a problem and that I shared my story with people, they like to use it against you. So that's why I think it was good the way you opened up in this interview. You spoke about a lot of really deep things that a lot of people
Uh,
can relate to you on.
yeah.
Why don't you right now, if you like, speak about your channel and what you'd like your channel to be about, I guess, if you like. I'm
um
gonna switch to my
my
phone while you do that. Go
all
ahead.
right, my channel right now is it's in addiction slash recovery channel. I post daily vlogs about my recovery day by day, my low points and highlights of my day, experiences that I'm going through, new things that I'm getting, like with my recovery. I am going to be getting the Sublocade shot soon. A lot of people don't know what that is, so I go over like the whole procedure with them, explain to them what's going on. And I'm also trying to help people spread awareness. I'm trying to help other female addicts out there know that they can make it through, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. I want to be able to give them the resources and the tools for them to get the help they need to get into programs that can pay for their medications if they can't, afford it. Sorry, guys, my throat. My channel, I try to keep all the drama off of my channel, guys. I want to keep everything positive. Um, my channel is for addiction. My main quote for my channel is "Addiction kills," and I just want to spread the word and get the word out there. For not only just the females, but for the guys too. Like I say every day, if you guys know somebody who needs help, if you guys know somebody who needs information to get into a detox or get into a rehab or get into a safe house, send me an email, and you don't even have to put your name. It could be anonymous or whatever. I always put my email. I always post my personal phone number so you guys can contact me and hit me up. Soon, hopefully, I want to be able to start going outside of the community, passing out clothes, passing out tents, passing out food, shoes, whatever I can to, just keep them warm out there, give them a little bit of hope and give them a little bit of faith just to make it through the day, because I know how it is out there. Um, and guys, everybody knows I'm stuck at 350 on subs
Hmm.
right now. I would really appreciate it, if you guys could help me push them subs up so I could be able to help more people out there in the community. So yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to grow on my channel right now. And hopefully, once I get to 500 subs, I'll be able to start going out in the community where it's known to be a lot of users, and help just donate things and items to them to help them throughout the day. So I know if I can get all of you guys' help, my channel will be successful, and we'll be able to, start spreading awareness all over the state. Um,
Oh, I can hear you
every,
now. Sorry. Go ahead. No, keep going. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no,
I
no,
just
no, no. I know. I just finished.
I couldn't hear you for the longest
Really? I
time.
just talked my head off, and it was so
No,
good
it's
too.
good though. I'm glad. I was trying to fix my audio issues.
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah, I basically told everybody what I wanted out of my channel and what I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to, help. I told him once I hit to 500 subs, I want to start going out into the community where users are known to be, and just give them little things that help them through their day, shoes or clothes or
You want to do
food.
outreach
Yeah,
work?
yeah, once I told everybody once I hit 500, that's what I want to start doing.
That'd be
Um,
awesome.
yeah, yeah, that's what I want to start doing. And I also, said that if anybody knows anybody out there, female or male, who needs help and doesn't want to do it, they can anonymously hit me up, and I have resources and tools to get them into, detoxes or rehabs or safe houses. Um, I have all that, I have all those resources to do so. So,
Yeah,
I
that-
just, I want to keep my channel positive, and I'm trying to keep all the negative stuff off of my page. Um, there's been a little bit of drama, but I'm not, I don't want to deal with that no more. I don't want it on my page. My channel is for
there's always
addiction
going to be
kills.
drama. I'm just keeping it real. I mean, we run a YouTube channel on social media.
Oh, trust me. I've learned YouTube is gosh, we got some bullies on YouTube.
Yeah,
Man, nobody
bullies,
wants to see somebody like I,
haters,
especially
crybabies,
in this
etc., etc.
community.
You know, lots of
Victor,
people.
thank you. Yeah, like I told you guys, if you guys can help me reach my goal to at least 500, that is what I'm going to start doing. I want to start going outside in the community and doing stuff, but I need to get higher up in my subs to do so, guys, so I can be able to make this happen.
I tell
Um,
you what, you'll get the support from this community. People in this community have really been here for me. Like I said, be careful with the outreach. I jumped into it a little too much. I did. I
mhm.
went to Kensington. Kensington's a rough spot to go to. Plus, I got high in Kensington a lot. I lived in Kensington a lot. I'm homeless. It was tough for me to be out there, especially with people that I knew. And I went out there every week, and I did it for 30 weeks. So, just try not to do it. Take your time with it, is all I'm saying. I jumped in with 2 feet and didn't look back. And then I wound up getting overwhelmed in the end, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, thank God, like where I live, it's a very, 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 very small town. So
Yeah,
it's
it'd be kind of
not,
cool because you'll have
yeah,
relationships with maybe some of the people. And
exactly. Yeah, it's very, very small.
like a lot of the interviews that I did, I knew the people, and if I didn't know them, I knew them. It was like maybe 3 or 4 weeks. I didn't start doing interviews till after like my 14th or 15th outreach. That was when I started to actually interview people
That's
in
cool.
users in Kensington, and you know,
Yeah.
I, I just I wanted to be comfortable with it. It was hard to do
Yeah.
that for me.
Well, subs went up 15. That's awesome. Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate everybody's support. Make sure you subscribe to Ashley. Pull up on her videos and her lives.
For sure, for sure.
Share
Like I
her
said,
shit. That helps
yes.
the most. Sharing helps. I'm telling you, it gets the word out, man.
Do not pay no mind to the the mess, the SB mess.
It's funny how yeah, like I heard some, it's crazy, but that is what you're gonna find on YouTube, and be careful who you develop friendships and relationships with.
I learned that. Learned
Like I
that the
find
hard
out
way.
people aren't who you think they are, and maybe sometimes people are who you think they are, and maybe I just didn't want to realize it, you know.
No, no, you're right. And that's why I made the mistake of adding mods to my page so soon. And
Oh yeah, the whole mod thing. I mean, on my page, with mods, I mean everybody's got a fucking wrench, and then nobody's got a wrench, and then everybody's got a wrench. Like I'm just saying, man, like with the wrenches, don't get caught up with the wrenches. The wrenches, the wrenches. I'm constantly checking my block list. I want to make sure people aren't getting blocked, people aren't getting shot. The only way you get shot in this place is if you directly insult people and are mean, and I'm talking mean.
see, that's what I'm scared of.
Playful jokes are cool. I like that shit. Actually, it's funny. Um, but as far as being hateful, I ain't with that. And yeah, like people, they're gonna get up in their feelings about the wrenches. I'm just keeping it real, man.
Oh
I
yeah,
had my share of wrench drama.
that's why everybody hates me right now because oh my gosh, I fired all my wrenches.
I'm dead. You took all my wrenches. I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
I won't be back. You took my
And
wrench.
then
I won't
and
be
then
back.
they had
I've
the
gotten a lot of them.
audacity to make a video saying, "Oh well, she didn't fire me. I replenished my wrench."
I replenished my. Oh, I'm dead. That's just dumb. It's a make believe wrench, people. Like, I don't know if you know that. The shit ain't
Oh
real.
my gosh.
Like, it's not. It's not real.
Oh man, but yeah, anyways, guys, I just want to say thank you, all of you, for the support, and I appreciate it so much. And thank you, Tommy D, for always sharing my lives and supporting. It's awesome. You guys are so freaking great and amazing.
That's what it's about. Let's support
Much
one another. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to say before we end the interview, I guess?
No, I think I'm pretty good. I got everything out there about my channel, and hopefully, you guys, if you have any more questions for me, you can let me know. If anybody wants to know anything else that I did not speak on, you guys can also let me know. But other than that, I think I'm about done here.
Yeah, I thought you did a really. I just want to say I really thought you did a good job. I
Thank
appreciate you coming on and
you.
sharing your story with people. I hope that this interview helped you in any way. I hope it helps your channel grow. And feel
I
free to come back anytime.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No doubt, always.
Thank you. You're welcome, Victor. Good night, Mr. Ricky. Thank you, Rich.
Thanks for coming, Ricky.
For sure, for sure.
Dewana, appreciate you coming.
Is that how you say it? Dewana?
I think so.
I was sitting here saying Dwayne.
I certainly hope it is.
I'm
I
saying
mean,
Dwayne.
yeah, I mean, I certainly hope it is. I mean, I've been saying Dewana for a while now.
You're saying Dewana. I'm saying Dwayne. Oh man. Oh, she said yes. Oh, so you
Yeah,
said it right.
yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
Damn.
What's up, Atlanta girl?
That's weird.
Yeah, I think we did a good job doing this interview.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Pretty good. I'm
Yeah,
glad to hear. A lot of support. I love all the support. You guys are awesome. I'm definitely gonna show love tomorrow.
you have any plans for tomorrow? What do you have
Uh,
planned for the weekend?
no, nothing really. It's supposed to be storming tomorrow. It's supposed to be raining all day, so I don't know. I
Yeah,
might take my kids to, the movies or something. I really want to go watch that Superman movie or Spider-Man since you were telling me about
Spider
it.
Man. It was good. It was
I might
really
check
good.
it out, see if it's playing.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Hopefully
I
the
thought it was
movie
good.
screen doesn't go blank halfway through.
Yeah, right. Hopefully they won't have to replace a bulb. Nah, it was a good movie though. The special effects were really good, man. Like I like superhero movies. My kids like superhero movies. It was something really good for me and my oldest to bond over.
That's cool.
It was dope. It was really dope. Oh,
Thank you,
Twisted
Twisted
Sissy.
Sissy.
I appreciate you listening and coming and showing support like that.
Um,
Dope.
All right, guys. All right, Tommy, I'm gonna hop off and hop in bed. I'm exhausted.
Have a good night's sleep, Ashley. Thanks for
You,
coming on.
of course. I hope everybody has a blessed, safe night. Much love. Thank you for the support, and I will hop on tomorrow.
Make sure you come back again, and I'll pop up on your live too.
For sure. I got you. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, salute. Have a good night.
All right. Bye.
Yeah, this was nice. What a good interview. Very peaceful. I love interviewing people. I really do. If anybody in the YouTube world listening to this live stream, here's the replay at all. I love to interview people about anything at all, a variety of topics. I love to educate myself. I love to learn more about people. I believe the community that we have in YouTube, like YouTube is big. It's a large community. The sectors that we see each other in, a lot of us, we run into each other. It's dope to have positive things to say to one another, you know? Shout out to everybody that showed up and showed support tonight. This was a dope live. I'm only going to stay on a little longer. Yo, my boy Taste! What's good, Taste? Twisted Sissy, that's what it's all about. And fighting the good fight. She's a great person. Like, Ashley's awesome. Um, I relate to her in a lot of different ways. This interview struck me in many different ways. There's a lot of similarities, a lot of the same things we experienced growing up. I think a lot of us in here that have similar stories grew up the same way. We felt the same things. We didn't always feel like it was easy to tell people that we were followers and not leaders, and that we had low self-esteem, and it was hard to even live in our own skin growing up with before the chemicals got introduced. You know, you really think that, Twisted Sissy? You think I did good? You too, Atlanta girl. I hope you and your family are good. I hope everybody's family is good for that matter in the chat. Oh, this was dope. Just smoking a little weed before I go to sleep. And yes, I know it's not the best thing, but it's part of my repertoire. It allows me to relax. Like, I gotta be honest with y'all, right? Some of the things that we talked about tonight were mental issues. It's no surprise that I have mental issues. My head is really fucked up. So I use things to counteract that sometimes, and it's not always the best thing to do. But some people do believe abstinence, full abstinence, is the only way to go. I, to yet in my life, have been able to live that way. I've not been able to live fully abstinent. I hope maybe one day I get there, but for right now, I'm just sharing the experience. I appreciate you saying that, Twisted Sissy. I'm hoping to become a counselor one day. We'll have to see what happens with that. Thanks for saying that, Atlanta Go. That's what it's all about, y'all. Making friends, sharing each other's experiences with one another, and sharing each other's knowledge. That's a fact, R. Jackson. Issues are a huge part of addiction. And that's the way I think of it, Taste. I feel like it's better to smoke a little than to do some of the other things that I used to do. So I think I'm gonna end the live stream. This was a nice interview. We're gonna leave it at that. I'll be on again tomorrow at some point to catch up with everybody. I'm not sure who's live right now. Let me check real quick. Oh, I think G Dub Quinn's alive, y'all. Go check out G Dub Quinn. Salute to him. Salute to everybody else in YouTube world. I appreciate everybody coming in. Atlanta girl, I really do appreciate you coming in. God bless. R. Jackson, thanks for coming in and supporting me as well as supporting Ashley. It's been a pleasure meeting you. Taste, appreciate your support. Twisted Sissy, thank you so much for coming in. God bless you. I think Honda Mommy popped in here earlier. Alicia popped in here. Salute to both you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Love both you girls. Dewana, appreciate you. God bless. God's child, always a pleasure. All the Russian bots in the chat, salute from Russia, to Russia, from America. Go easy on Ukraine, please. Tara, salute, appreciate you. I'm not mangled. Candy, what's up, Candy? Candy, we're gonna have some discussions. I would like to have you up on my panel, if you'd like. See you soon. Take care. See you soon. All right, y'all. God bless. Have a very, very, very blessed night. And big shout out to Ashley. Make sure everybody tunes in to her. Salute.